He's in a care home. He's got dementia. He's got diabetes. He's had one leg amputated. He's in a wheelchair, right? And the police have been called because he is agitated. The police have been called to the care home. They tasered him, they gassed him, and they battered him, right? Battened him, right? Then handcuffed him. They then had to take him to hospital. He never come out of hospital. He was in there 3 weeks and died. And the coroner said it was nothing. He didn't die from his injuries from the arrest. Bullshit.
Bollocks.
Right? So what happened to these two coppers? Right? People had to, they come up in arms and said, we need to do something about this, right? We've been on this case from day one, right? A 93-year-old man with dementia, in a wheelchair, with one leg and diabetes. They gassed him, they tasered him. Anyone ever been tasered? Let me tell you something, it's nasty and it hurts.
It's an electric shock, isn't it?
Massive electric shock, and it hits all your organs, right? So if you've got diabetes and you're tasered, it's a big issue, right? Cut a long story short, so don't forget you're talking about a 93-year-old man in a wheelchair with one leg, right? Contained, within a care home. He's not out on the streets or anything, right? Donald Burgess, right? He died 22 days later in hospital. This woman is a police officer, is 34 years old. She's the one who pulled the trigger and tasered him, right? This geezer is 49 or 50 at the time, right? Experienced police officer. He battered him with a baton, right? A 93-year-old man with one leg in a wheelchair, right? Battered him and then gassed him. And this guy dies, right? They've been out on bail, and all they have charged them with, listen to this, is ABH, actual bodily harm. It's one above common assault, right?
How can they get away with that?
So it's gone to court, right? When we went to the court to go and have a look, listen to this, people. They wouldn't put their names on the board or their hearing on the board of the court. We went and spoke to the clerk of the courts and said, where is these people? And they would not tell us, as citizen journalists, they would not tell us. Both forget, justice has to be seen to be done. That's why there's a public gallery, right? They wouldn't tell us where he was. We had to hunt round, and eventually we found where their court case was, but no one would tell us. They didn't put it on the boards. They tried to hide it. They was making applications that it could be held in secret, right? That's how bad this is. And then when...
Sounds like family courts.
Well, again, they've done everything to protect these two police officers and nothing to protect people in the future from police officers like this. But people need to understand that there is a law that covers this, and it ain't ABH, right? It is the Criminal Justice Act, 1988, Section 134, torture, and it covers state officials doing exactly what they've done to a 93-year-old man. And they know that if they had been charged with that, they'll get guilty all day long from the jury. It's a mandatory, under Section 6, it is a mandatory life sentence, right? And that's what these two should get. A mandatory life sentence.
Just go back down on their faces so we can make them a little bit more famous. He looks like he's straight out of Minder, doesn't he?
Well, again, they're worse than fuck. Listen, I know from my past professional criminals that have got more morals than most of these police officers.
Oh yeah, God yeah,
and more morals than almost every politician and lobbyist associated with that parliament, right? So, and again, this is the other one. So it's the 19th of May in Southwark Crown Court. And I'm saying to people, we need as many people to go there, behave yourself, sit in the public gallery, but show that judge there is public interest in this case. We are not forgetting what they did to Donald Burgess, right? And it should have been charged to stand down as MP over assault conviction. So just to let everyone know, he looks all lovely. There's a video here. There's a video online of what he actually did, right? So he's punched to the ground a constituent in one of his constituents, right? Not only when he was on the ground, this is more serious, by the way, even in law, in every law court in the land, right? If someone's on the floor and they're out or struggling or whatever, and you carry on, that's far more serious, right? He carried on. The bloke's on the ground and he's on top of him, punching him, right? So he gets convicted. He gets 10 weeks in prison. In 2 days, he gets an appeal and released from prison, right? He's still an MP, right? And then because of public pressure, he resigned. And that's how it's come about that the Runcorn election is there. So do you want someone that's actually going to stand for the people? One thing I can promise is I will 100% stand for the rights of the people of Runcorn and Helsby, and there would be a team of us. So it's not just me you get the team, right? And that team will ensure that we are the best you've ever seen represent you, because we must make a difference for that constituency, for the rest of the people in the country to understand who and what we are. I prefer rugby, if I'm honest.
Shout out to Bob Says.
Well, the major thing with rugby is they're not pansies, right? They're like proper geezers going at it, and they are gentlemen. If the ref says stop, they stop, walk away. Do you know what I mean? And they're like big blokes who's like, one punch, you're out for 10 minutes, you know?
Well, this is exactly the same with like hard, the proper hard bastards that you come across in life are really nice people, because they don't have to act like hard bastards, because they know that if they want to, they can floor you. So they don't need that pretense. They don't need that.
Exactly. And they are extremely well disciplined. Whereas if you look at footballers, right, you're running around and you touch them like they're rolling about on the floor, and then they get the Oscar of the other side if they've done well enough, right, for that little touch, right, he's put bit of his hair out of place. All of a sudden, the other fella gets a red card, and you're like looking at him thinking, what is going on here? You know, and they're paid millions of pounds to do it. It's just a joke.
It is.
So
I'm 100% behind that. We've been talking about that here in Thetford, because Thetford used to have its own borough, but then it all came under Breckland Council, and bad decision that was. But again, it was by design.
So what? It's all by design, and people. So people of Thetford, for example, people in Norfolk, Suffolk. Let me just say that I think I said it before on your show. Let's say Norfolk, right? If you controlled Norfolk as a shire, right, and you're in control of that, the way England used to work was you can set whether there's an income tax or not, or whether there's council tax or whatever. You can set that, and you can say there's no taxes in Norfolk whatsoever. What we're going to do is operate this system. And as long as businesses understand that you're on the level, it's all signed up, done, it's been voted on, that's part of your laws, right? If there was problems in Kent, the people in Kent, right, could move to Norfolk. And then all of a sudden, Norfolk, everything starts going up in Norfolk, the property prices go up, everyone's happy in Norfolk because the people are running it. You haven't got these idiots with economic degrees that couldn't fix their own bank accounts, right? Let alone the problems of a country. And that's what we got to get away from. We got to put business people back in charge of this country. That's how it used to be, by the way, prior to 1911 and the Parliament Act. So people just don't realise how much better the old ways were better for a reason.